My concern about the timing, though, is the political aspect of it. I agree with you, and I think what we're seeing is that the military leadership, in order to get buy-in, has had to say we're going to have this 12 or 18-month period to study and make sure that implementation occurs in an orderly fashion. And a group that I'm involved with actually has written a paper about implementation. It took us maybe a month to write it, and we've answered all these questions about what do you do with the barracks and the marriage and the dependents and all that sort of stuff. All those questions are answered. They're pretty straightforward. But my concern is about where we sit with the Congress. On the House side, we have 187 co-sponsors of a bill called the Military Readiness Enhancement Act. We're looking pretty good on the House side. Where we have problems now is in the Senate, particularly the Senate Armed Services Committee. And in order to get a bill through the Senate, I think we all have seen what has occurred with health care. And I'm afraid we're setting ourselves up for health care too in the form of repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And where we need to be is working on the Senate Armed Services Committee. And sadly, we have about 5 or 6 Democrats that aren't even on board with us. They're starting with Jim Webb, who's a Naval Academy graduate, Jack Reed, former Marine, Jack Reed, who's a West Point graduate, Army, Ben Nelson, Bill Nelson, Kay Hagan, Robert Byrd, and Evan Bayh. We don't even know where they stand, and that's where we have to focus, because we've got to get this bill into the Senate and on the floor and voted on, and I think we need to do it before the midterm. And my sense is that the White House, even though the President has stood up and spoken eloquently about what he wants to do, isn't pushing as hard as they really need to be pushing to get this done. And the vehicle for it is the Defense Authorization Bill.
Right.
Because that was the vehicle that was used in 1993 to create Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And with that particular bill, then you're not facing the filibuster problem. In order for this to be removed from the bill, then it's kind of a reverse filibuster. You got 60 votes to tear it out. So that's the vehicle, and we have a very small window here. You know, if we don't get this done before the midterm elections, then I'm fearful that it's going to be another 2 years, another 5 years, another 10 years, another 10, 15,000 people. That's what I'm most concerned about from the timing situation.
Evan Bayh will be gone.
Correct.
Yes.
And probably not replaced by someone even as good as he is on some of the issues.
You know, even I found out just yesterday, I called to see is Levin going to appoint somebody to fill Kennedy's seat? And the answer is no. So you've got a reduced, on the Democratic side, there's 15 Democrats and 11 Republicans in the Senate Armed Services Committee. So now you've got that seat gone, and then Bayh goes, so you're even drawing down in a smaller vote, assuming all of Republicans vote against it. I think Susan Collins is probably a good chance of voting with us. So it's very, very close. And a lot of people in our community are thinking, oh, this thing is done.
Oh, no.
Well, I tell you what, folks, you know, this is the first this first salvo of this battle happened last week when we heard from Admiral Mullen and Secretary Gates, and